Dear friends, contented to see you again in this new video. As you see, this video is entitled Teaching Reading, and reading is one is one of the 4 skills. Reading, as you recall or as you know, is a thank you, is a receptive skill, along with good reading skill. We have 2 receptive skills. The 4 skills we have: speaking and writing, which are well done, productive skills. And in alternative with those productive skills, we have receptive skills, which are reading and listening. I start with receptive skills, and I'll move on to in other videos to the productive skills, and I will tackle each one. I start with the first receptive skill, which is reading, and how we can teach this skill. What is the process that this skill undergoes or goes through? We have actually 3 stages or steps to teach this skill. We have pre-reading, and we have the second step. We have while reading, and what is the third one? Just to attach the prefix of the third one, we have thank you. We have post reading, and we'll start with the first one, which is pre-reading. Pre-reading, each reading passage we expose our students to fail or to fall within the scope of the theme or the topic of a unit. It is always helpful and effective for a teacher to put students in the context using either a picture, a video, a quote, or a question. The means used, like picture or video, will help students activate their prior knowledge, schemata. You should trigger your students' prior knowledge or schemata of the topic at hand. For example, you have a reading passage about the dangers of eating unhealthy food. A picture, what you use here to trigger or motivate your students' prior knowledge is to use a picture of an obese person eating unhealthy food would be sufficient to not only put students in the context, but also trigger their schemata prior knowledge. You should also put your students in the context about the topic or the context of the topic. Using the picture or the title of the reading passage, you may ask your students to predicate or to predict or to anticipate to formulate hypotheses about what the reading passage will be about. It is worth to note that you should. This is what is about pre-reading. Let's move to the second stage of the process of teaching reading. What is this stage? The next stage? Thank you. While reading, having made their predictions, means students would ideally be interested in reading the passage in order to check whether their forecasts or their hypotheses are true or not. In the first reading, students just try to pinpoint the general idea of the passage. The general idea. We use here scheming skill to search for the gist or the topic of the passage or the text. Then once they do that, they move to answer comprehension questions, true, false. Like true comprehension questions, we have another thing, we have true or false statements making references or inferences. For example, students would be instructed to infer the meaning of some words from the context, or to identify what some pronouns refer to. Take a look at the English back exam. It's helpful. After doing all of this, students would be fully aware of the main ideas of the text and would have at least learned some new words. Let's go to the third. We have done with the second stage of reading, which is while reading, and we'll go directly to the third and the last stage of this teaching this skill, which is well done past reading. In this stage, or in the post reading activity, this skill gives teachers the chance to be creative. In this stage, a teacher may instruct students to write a paragraph about the topic or to give a summary of the whole text raised in the passage about the topic, or to write a paragraph about the topic raised in the passage, spark a debate, create a poster, have a discussion in the list, goes on like that. In reading, students practice a variety of skills, including but not limited to, as you know, there are famous skills in this reading skill, in teaching reading skill. We have scanning and skimming. We have other skills like making references, making inferences, predicating, and so on and so forth. Let's define what is skimming and what is scanning. Skimming, as you know, is reading a passage to search for or in order to know its general idea. Scanning is reading a passage carefully or quickly in search of specific or detailed specific information. This is what I have so far. Thank you very much for watching this video and wait for me for other videos, and I see you soon. Thank you very much, and remember, read. Thank you.